Guys, we're out riding a new e-bike today. It is called the QNUT BK20. This thing goes about 25 miles per hour, which is not bad at all. And you can get almost 70 miles on one charge, which is also pretty good too. So I'm just doing a little bit of a test ride here, riding around. We're going to go over some of the specs so you guys can see if maybe this is an electric bike that you could budget for and get for yourself to ride around your neighborhood. And yeah, let's get into it. So to start off, you guys, you can see that it has a massive display in the front. We have a 5.6-inch display right here, which is very simple and very clean. It has a great look to it, and it covers everything you need to know while you're riding, like your battery percentage, your miles per hour, and your odometer. That's pretty self-explanatory. You can see the battery gauge is on the bottom left corner there. I am fully charged right now, all green. It'll start showing lower once you get once you're losing bars or get closer to the red bar. Obviously you're running out of battery, so it's going to take you at least a few hours to charge this up from empty to full, but it really doesn't take too long, all considered. I think it's just a handful of hours. Mine really didn't take that long. We have 3 speed modes on this bike, which is pretty cool. If we go into speed 1, let's go ahead and test this out really quick. I'm going to try to test with full throttle and a steady pedal how fast it's going to take us. You guys can see what the speeds are. We're going to test that out really quick. So right now I'm holding full throttle here, no pedaling. Speed 1 is taking us about 15 miles per hour. And this is our speed button here, speed adjustment. We're going to go ahead and put in speed 2, twist the throttle, and we are looking at about 21 miles an hour actually for speed 2. And then speed 3 is going to be max speed with the throttle. We're fully twisting it here, and we should achieve somewhere around 25 miles per hour. Yep, there's 25 right there. And I actually got to come to a stop because we're coming to a stop sign. So far for me personally, the brakes feel nice and smooth. They do stop the bike well. I feel like they could be maybe a little stronger. The levers are plastic as well. It doesn't feel like cheap plastic, but they are plastic. So that I'm used to kind of like more of a metal or aluminum material for levers. So that felt a little different. But they do get the job done, and they do stop the bike well. And it is brakes in the front and the rear, so that's nice. Okay, now we're going to click this thing into speed 1 again, and I'm going to just pedal normal for pedal assist here, and we're going to see how fast this takes the bike. I believe it's going to take us pretty much the same speed. I want to say it'll assist us. Actually, you know what? Maybe it doesn't matter. We are actually in speed 2 there. Let me slow down and go to speed 1 because I felt like that was really pulling us. Okay, so it seems like the pedal assist is going to kind of correspond with the speed you're in, which would make a lot of sense. If you're in speed 1 and you're pedaling instead of using the throttle, it looks like it'll comfortably take you to 15 to 20 miles an hour without you really pedaling much at all. So one thing I did notice is you cannot turn your pedal assist off completely. So like right now, I'm in speed 1 pedaling, and it is taking me 15-16 miles an hour, and it's helping me out quite a bit. And obviously if I go into 2, it's going to help me out more, and if I go into 3, it's going to pull even more. But you cannot turn off pedal assist. So what I mean by that is, like, it's going to just keep electronically helping you. You can't just turn off the electronic motor and pedal by yourself. So that might be a con for some people, but you will always have some sort of pedal assist. If you're trying to pedal and get the biggest workout you can, you're obviously going to want to keep it in speed 1. But I'm going to be honest, it's still definitely not a workout because the bike helps out quite a bit, even on speed 1. And yeah, guys, so far the seat feels very comfortable. The suspension is very comfortable. I'll give you guys a closer look of that in just a second. The seat actually, for the price and everything of this bike, is actually one of my favorites I've had so far in any e-bike I've ridden. And I've ridden a lot. And again, for this price range, it's really not bad at all. This thing, normally I'm seeing a lot of places on sale, is selling for around $8.99. What was crazy is I saw on QNUT's USA website, I don't know if this was on accident, but these were on sale for $199. They were $199. They are sold out now, but I saw they were crazy sale for $199 on these things, which is a steal. But as you can see, when we're twisting the throttle, like I said, this thing has no problem getting up and going at all. That was pretty much us cruising at 25. So we're gonna go ahead and pull over way up here and get some close-up footage for you guys on the bike. And yeah, and guys, we're gonna go ahead and pull in the dirt actually. This thing does have off-road tires on it, which is pretty cool, so it definitely handles the dirt without any issues at all. Let's go ahead and park this thing right here, and I will show you guys kind of what we're looking at. It's a cool little bike. So this is it, you guys. This is the QNUT BK20 adult e-bike. I think it'd be just fine for younger people as well. It's a very solid bike, and I've loved every minute on it so far. And guys, this is the battery mounted up top here. It is a 48 volt 18 amp hour battery, so like I said, it's going to last you about 68 miles on an entire charge, which is not bad at all. You also have a gauge here. You can check your battery percentage to see where you're at. That's pretty cool. I'm full. And yeah, it doesn't take all that long to charge, like I said, just a handful of hours. I also have a little storage bag that I strapped on here, which is pretty cool. It came with the bike. It's nice to hold your wallet, phone, and things like that. Obviously, you guys, this is your suspension here on the rear. It's just a nice small little spring, slightly adjustable, so you can stiffen it up or soften it if you'd like, depending on how much you weigh. And it does the job. Like I said, it's felt pretty good so far riding it around. Nothing super bumpy or anything crazy like that. And then you also have full suspension in the front as well. And that also does a really good job of absorbing bumps and things of that nature if you're off-road or on-road. You obviously have a full headlight on here that turns on and off with the button over here. Let's see if I can get that thing to turn on. You see that there. Very bright. It does its job great, and you can adjust it as well. Taillight in the back here. What's really cool about this one is it actually has turn signals. You can see here, left and right turn signals actually. It's kind of hard to see because I'm out here in the sun, but turn signal is going there. On the back here, you have your derailleur. This is a Shimano Tourney, I believe, and it does a great job. This is a 7-speed, and the chain has felt good so far. Shifting has felt nice and smooth. Nothing crazy or clinky is going on. And that chain is connected to the rear wheel, obviously, here, which is a 20 by 4 inch wide tire. It's huge. You inflate it to about 20 psi. It does a great job on road and, like I said, off road as well with the knobbies around it, so you can go rip around wherever you want. The motor peaks out at about 1500 watts, which is pretty solid. And like I said, it gets this thing going 25 miles an hour, really without any issues at all. 85 Nms of torque, so it does get up and go. A little bit less of get up and go and some e-bikes have, but it does still get up and go, and 85 Nms is not bad, especially for this price range. That's what it'll keep coming back to. And I believe on their website they actually claim that top speed is 28 miles per hour, so I could probably try to push it a bit, and I bet you we could get closer to that, but I saw 25 on it as I was riding. But they do claim 28 out of the thing. Also came with a cool little cup holder or water bottle holder underneath there if you want to bring a drink. But like I said, for me, I have a big bag on there, so I can kind of fit whatever I need. The grips have wrist support. They're kind of a rubber plasticky compound, mainly rubber though. And they're comfortable. They're not bad at all. They're pretty typical for e-bikes. Like I said, the brake levers are plastic, but they do feel good and they do stop the bike. And the bike does come with a couple different keys. One for the ignition here, which turns the bike on and off for security purposes. I can pull this thing out and now it won't turn on. And you can still ride the bike. That would be one way if you don't want to use pedal assist. Just turn it off and go ride it with the pedals, and that would be one way to do that. The bike also does come equipped with a horn as well. It's not super loud, but you know, at least it has one. And this is the seat I was telling you guys about, which really is very comfortable. You can see it's pretty cushy, and that also does a good job of keeping you kind of held in your spot there. This is where you charge your battery, right about right there, and this is your power switch to turn your battery on and off. So when you're not using the bike, it is best to turn it off so your battery doesn't continue to drain for no reason at all, so keep that in mind. This thing was very easy to assemble. It took really no time to put it together because it comes pretty much 90% assembled, I would say. So you kind of just have to put the front wheel on, handlebars, and a couple other small things, but very simple overall. But yeah, there's one key for the ignition, and then it comes with another set of keys for the battery here if you want to unlock the box and take the battery out or remove it. That just pretty much unlocks this, and then this whole box with the battery comes off the rail. That's the expensive part, right? So you can take that thing off so you don't have to worry about stealing it. So that's always a good idea depending on where you're parking it. But yes, I was reading online that their speed settings, 1 gets you to 15 miles an hour, 2 is 20, and 3 is 28 miles an hour. So they do claim 28 miles an hour. Again, if I pushed it, I bet you I could get it. I just had not gotten there yet. You have dual disc brakes, like I said, front and rear, which is nice, and then the real-time data display here, which is 5.6 inches, like I mentioned, which does an amazing job. And like I said, it's very simple, nice and clear, and you can actually see it really well, even with the sun shining on it, so that's a huge plus. So I should clarify that technically this is an adult e-bike. And I should clarify again that this actually does have good torque. I had mentioned that some e-bikes had noticeably more than this, but now that I hop back on it, it does have a good amount of torque. It's not bad at all. Once again, for this price point, you're getting quite a bit. But yeah, I should mention that this is technically an adult e-bike, but like I said, user discretion, right? That's for you guys to decide, but this is a really solid bike for the price. Adult or younger adult, could definitely get use out of this. As for the shifter, you guys, I never really went over that at all, but it's pretty self-explanatory. This is how you downshift your chain, right? And this is how you upshift your chain. You have 1 through 7. Like I said, it's a 7 gear, so it's pretty user-friendly, straightforward, very simple. But yeah, guys, that is the QNUT BK20 e-bike, and so far I love this thing. Rides super smooth. You could cruise around with this with your buddies, your friends, around the neighborhood, on the street. And actually, we just hit 28 miles an hour on camera. There you go. So this thing does reach 28 miles an hour as claimed, which is pretty impressive. Again, this bike, a lot of places, is going anywhere from $700 to $900. If you're lucky enough to scoop it up on QNUT USA's website, I could put the link in there. They had it on sale for $199. I'll verify the site, and once verified, I'll put it in the description. You guys can click it, visit the site, buy your own, and go out and have some fun. So thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll catch you next time.